Made possible through support from the Arc of Aurora, Arc Thrift Stores, and Developmental Pathways. THINK+change talks.
The school-to-prison pipeline refers to policies and practices that push children out of classrooms and into the juvenile criminal justice system.
Students with disabilities make up 12% of the high school population, but 75% of the students restrained and 58% of the students isolated.
In addition, more than 13% of students suspended have been identified as having disabilities.
Behavior problems are identified as one of the most significant issues faced by educators, administrators, and parents.
Disability and school-to-prison pipeline, a series of different perspectives.
My name is Carmen, and I'm a mother, a past foster parent, grandmother, and I've had children who have been through the prison system, in the school system, and have struggled in all various systems. School-to-prison pipeline is, and my experience has been, that children have failed the system, and therefore they wind up through the juvenile justice system or the adult prisons. They don't seem to have available services for those kids. They might have IEPs, they might have 504s, or they may not have anything. There may be some intervention or no intervention. And those kids sort of sit dormant, I would call it. So they get missed. There's nothing wrong with being different. But we, and when I say we, I as a parent, whether you're a professional of any sorts, we as a team need to work together to be collaborative, and we are more systemic and broken. There's kids that cry a lot, there's kids that cuss a lot, there's kids that just go in corners and they become loners, or there's kids that do very inappropriate things to other people and they're labeled. We have too many kids of minority in the prison system. We don't do enough to help them prior to them getting there. And if we had put enough services, appropriate services in place to say, you know what, we did this, we did this, we did this, and it was working, and then something changed, I would have maybe a different thought. But when nothing changes, and you still aren't putting anything in place, and you're not hearing what people are saying needs to be put in place, and you ignore what people are saying, that person doesn't belong in a prison. If you know that something is wrong with your child, and you as a parent know, whether you don't have to be biologically connected to this child, you could be an adoptive parent, you could be a grandparent, whatever the situation is, but if you know in your heart, or a teacher, a professional, that believes that there's something just not right for this child, and this child keeps crying out for the same thing over and over and over again, it is our responsibility to come together as a team and figure out what those needs are for that child and get the squeaky wheel going, and stop acting like the person who keeps squeaking the wheel is combative, troublemaking, trying to cause problems. Hear them. Because if you don't, we all know what those consequences become.
To learn more about educational supports for a child, start with that child's school guidance counselor or homeroom teacher. THINK+change talks.